Hello and welcome to our second video of the three-part series where we will explain granular synthesis and how to use our granular synthesizer, the GR-1. So in this video we will start making granular patches on the GR-1. We will present a few examples that will showcase different granular techniques to construct a variety of results. Here are some examples. If you want to learn more about granular sound design, please head on over to our website www.tastychips.nl and download our free Soundpack so you can check them out. The link will be in the description down below. But before we begin, make sure that you are up to date with the latest firmware to follow along with the instructions seen in this video. In this video, the latest firmware will be firmware version 2.4.2. Upload the latest firmware to a USB flash drive and make sure the file is located in the root folder. After uploading the firmware, insert the flash drive in one of the USB ports on the back before booting up your GR-1 to automatically receive the update dialog screen. Otherwise, access the update dialog screen by entering the performance menu by holding Shift and pressing Performance and select the option Check Firmware Upgrade. Click the encoder once, then a second time. Wait until the update is finished and remove the USB flash drive before rebooting your GR-1. In this example, we will make a drone with some slow modulation to bring some movement into the sound so it doesn't become boring. Let's make an intense present ambience that continues to evolve over time. In this next example, we want something more responsive and synchronized. As soon as we change something, we want the patch to react immediately. So we will take a look at the keysync options in the patch menu. Keysync options allow the user to synchronize grains, parameters and modulations to every note on message from our external MIDI keyboard. This will absolutely make the patch feel more responsive. Also in this example, I want to synchronize the GR-1 with Ableton Live. I want Ableton to be my external clock source, so the GR-1 will respond to anything I do in my project. But before we can do this, we need to connect the GR-1 with a USB or MIDI DIN connection. In my case, I will be using a class-compliant interface with a MIDI DIN cable going into my GR-1. As soon as we have everything connected, we will need to enable the GR-1 clock sync options in the patch menu. So let's have a look at the example on how to do this. In this example, we want to highlight a different sample mode that the GR-1 is capable of, which is called tape mode. In tape mode, the position slider now functions the exact same way as the playhead of a tape player or a needle on a vinyl. But in the GR-1, we are moving this virtual tape playhead with the position slider to play back the audio sample. This mode, however, does disable some granular parameters as they are not compatible with tape mode and will replace the pitch parameter with tape slew. Tape slew introduces friction between the position slider and the virtual playhead. So when the position slider is moved, the speed at which the playhead catches up will be reduced. If tape slew is set to 1, the tape playhead catches up with the position almost immediately. And if set to 0, the tape playhead will not move at all. Now that we know how tape mode works, let's get started with patching. In this example, we will do some live sampling with the GR-1. For this example, you will need any class-compliant audio interface or a USB audio adapter to receive the audio input signal. As soon as you start recording, the audio can be processed immediately into a granular output, so all the controls can be used to manipulate the sound directly. In this example, we are feeding the GR-1 an audio signal that has a lot of modulation on it, but it is only and always playing the note of C. This way we can use our MIDI keyboard to play whatever harmonies and melodies on the keyboard without losing control of the tuning. This will result into a patch that has all the controls of a regular granular patch, but the recording keeps refreshing the timbre underneath our keys because it is constantly changing. Alright, enough talking, let's get started making the patch. In this final example, we will set up a flexible multi-timbral performance. We will layer two parts on top of each other to create a drone-like ambience, and then we will set up a part that behaves exclusively to MIDI keyboard input, so we can use one layer to improvise over our ambience. The patches in this example are available on our website, which is www.tastychips.nl. On the website, go to the header Support and click on the GR-1 Soundpack link to find Performance Pack 3 2021. Now let's get started. Alright, so that's it for the second part of our three-part series. I hope you have learned something new to make more interesting patches on the GR-1. In the next video, we will take an extensive deep dive in the GR-1 menus to cover all its features. This video will be more interesting for people who own a GR-1 and want to have a higher understanding of the unit itself. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.